Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a September and October wrap up. I didn't do one in September, so I just combined it with October's. I did a lot of audiobooks these past 2 months. I was planning to read more physical books these past years, but I got distracted with some TV shows that came on, and then there was some books that came up, audiobooks that came up at the library, so I wanted to listen to those. So, yeah. So I have about, let's see, 9 audiobooks, and then about 5 physical books. So, let's get going. So, the first book that I read, The Royal We, by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan. This is a story about a girl from the U.S. who goes to England and marries the Prince of England, and I believe this first came out when William and Kate, like right after William and Kate got married, so 2011, 2012. So even from the picture, it's like almost like Kate's wedding dress and William's suit that he had on the wedding. So this is a girl, it basically follows William and Kate's story. Girl who goes to school in England, and she meets the prince, and she meets the family. There is a fun-loving younger brother that the prince has. So it was really enjoyable. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like how everything was resolved at the end, but it was a pretty fun read. So, The Royal We. The next couple are adult books. So the first one is a thriller, The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pierkren. This, I have been wanting to do more thrillers in September and October, and this is one where this girl who is married to this guy, and she starts finding out things about him, and the things she starts finding out about him are the exact same things that happened to his first wife, and then she finds out that there's just all these different, like, weird stuff happening, so she has to, like, try to get in contact with her. It was very interesting. It was a very quick listen. If you like thrillers, you'll like this one. I was expecting the ending to be better, because most of the book was pretty good, but the ending let me down. But if you like thrillers, this is one to check out. It's gotten a lot of good reviews, and it was a quick listen too. So, The Wife Between Us. The next one is also an adult book, Becoming Mrs. Lewis by Patty Calavan. So, Becoming Mrs. Lewis is a story of Joy Davidman, and just the story of her and her relationship with C.S. Lewis. This is a work of fiction, but the author actually you can tell she did a lot of research. So it starts when she first starts sending letters to C.S. Lewis, and you can tell she does a lot of research because the words that they use, not just in the letters, but in the words in everyday life, are stuff that I had read in other books that they had said. So I thought this one was really good, especially just for the research that she did. And there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know that went on, just like the time-wise and stuff like that. So if you like the Narnia books, if you like C.S. Lewis, if you like romance, if you like a good fiction book, this one was a really good one. I would, out of all the books so far, I would probably give this one a 4 or a 5 stars. So that one was really good. The next one was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is a story about 2 people. They're really good friends, and life just seems not to be giving them any romance. So they're like, hey, we'll set each other up on dates. So they keep setting each other up on disastrous dates, and then they start dating each other, and it's really cute. So I really enjoyed this one. I can't decide which one I like better, this one or her other book, Roomies, but I definitely give this a 3 or 4 stars. This one was pretty good. The next one was Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is another thriller, and Paula Hawkins is the author of Girl on the Train, and I really enjoyed Girl on a Train, but I did not enjoy this one as much. This is a story about a town, and this town has like a lake that there have been several suicides in. So even though things are resolved at the end, it just wasn't as exciting for me as Girl on the Train. One reason is because there is a lot of different perspectives that the book is written from. I think Girl on the Train only has 3 perspectives, so each chapter is a different perspective, and they keep going. This one, there is at least 5 or 6 or around there of just different perspectives, so you kind of have to keep going, oh wait, whose perspective is this? Who's this person again? So I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't like it as much as her other book. I also read Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, and I wanted to read this because the movie was out. This is a picture from the movie, and it was really, really cute and funny. It made me kind of want to go see the movie. I haven't seen it yet. So this is a story about a girl. She gets engaged to a guy, but she doesn't realize that he is like super, super, super rich. So they go to Asia to meet his family, and she meets this eclectic family, and it's just a story of that, and it was really good. The last couple are YA books. So I read The Last of August and The Case for Jamie by Brittany Cavallaro. And these are books 2 and 3 of her Sherlock Holmes retellings. So it kind of takes the descendants of Sherlock Holmes and puts them in high school in England. And there's these murders that happen, and they have to kind of figure them out. I actually liked The Case for Jamie better than The Last of August, but they were both still really good. If you like mysteries, if you like the Sherlock Holmes books, because there's lots of nods to stuff in the original books in here, that you will definitely like these books. The last one I did on audio was Sadie by Courtney Summers. This is another YA. This is a YA thriller about a girl who disappears from home, and a blogger or a podcaster starts trying to find out what happened to her. And the one thing I liked about hearing it on audio is that they have like a full cast doing the everything, and when it's talking about the podcast, it actually sounds like you're listening to a podcast and interviews with the people who had last seen her. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The tagline for the book is, "If she dies, she takes the truth with her." So this one was definitely a good one. If you have a chance to do it on audio, get it on audio. So those are the ones that I listened to on audio. And then here are some of the ones that I actually read the physical book. 1,000 Perfect Notes, When Passion Turns to Obsession by C.G. Draws. This I got in a Lumicrate box, and this is a story about a boy who has a very abusive mother. She wants to stop at nothing to have him practice the piano, and there's he practiced even to the wee hours of the morning where his fingers are bleeding. She hits him, she's verbally abusive, and then he meets this girl at school who kind of figures out what's going on, and then like what happens from there. So I thought it was a really good book. There's part of me that kind of wishes there was a second book, because I feel like there's more of the story that needs to be told. So I'll have to find out if there's going to be a second book, or if there's a second book. But I really liked her writing. So CG Draws. Another one I read was Sarah J. Maas, Catwoman. There are several authors who are doing a series of the DC icons, and I really enjoy this. I would probably put this up with the Batman one, because there are so many nods to the Batman and Gotham verse in here. So this is a story of Selina. This is like when she first starts becoming Catwoman, and she teams up with Harley and Ivy, and Poison Ivy to kind of take down these people who are kind of messing with her business. So I thought it was pretty good. I would probably give this a 3 or 4 stars out of 5 for the series. Another one that I read was Light Years by Cass Morgan. If you are subscribed to my channel, you've probably seen my longer review for it. It's a story of 4 people who are in this elite boarding school in space. So each chapter is from a different perspective, and I really enjoyed it. And just like the motivations of each of the different characters of why they're there was pretty interesting. Cass Morgan wrote The 100, which is a TV series, and I can definitely see how this could be a TV series also. So if you want to check out the longer review, I'll put the link down below. And then the last couple ones that I read were Pride. This was a book I got in the August Owl Crate. This is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. So I love Pride and Prejudice, and I had really high hopes for this book. And maybe the first 2/3 of the book, I really, really liked it. And then just the last third, to me, it seemed like the Elizabeth Bennet character, Izzy, she just doesn't really change in, like, her global, like, her perspective. Whereas in Pride and Prejudice, Elizabeth does change how she views people. And here she, like, barely admits maybe 1 or 2 things. I did like the character of Darius, who's the Darcy character. I really liked his character. So if you like Pride and Prejudice, you might want to check it out, because it is a fun read. I think I read it like in 2 days. But this is a story that if you want a retelling, there's probably other retellings that are more closer to the feel of the book. So there's that one. And the last book I read was Spinning Silver by Naomi Novak. And I think this is the book, this is why it took so long to read some of these books. Because this is a long book, but the way Naomi Novak writes, it's very meaty. It's like she describes a lot. So even if it's like 1 page, it takes you a while to read that 1 page. This is a kind of a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, and it was really good. I like the ending. I think I like Uprooted a little bit more, but this one was definitely, you get the feel of just a fairy tale, and it is a different world that you get pulled into. And if you like fairy tales and like descriptive worlds and world building, you'll definitely like this one. I'd give this a 3 or 4 stars out of 5 also. But yes, set aside a lot of time to read it. So those were the books that I've read in this past 2 months. So hopefully I read a little more in November. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.